All right, guys, I got a rush order. Came in late last night. This is a little farther than I've generally delivered a dumpster to. I don't normally go these kind of distances, but this is a very important client. They reached out to me late last night, said, hey, we need to get a dumpster there ASAP. I told them, don't worry, I will get it there by 8 a.m. It is 7:02 right now. I'm just getting ready to drop it off so they can get started on their project. They're a parade float builder, so they need to get some of this wood gone before they go out for this next weekend. Like I said, don't normally go this far, but for them, I'm willing to do it. Okay, we're here. As a lot of you could tell, right there, those are my other dumpsters. This is actually in my storage yard. They got these two pirate ship floats. I've been staring at them for the last year. They don't move very often. They do get contracted out to do a lot of the parades. We got a Christmas parade coming up, so they're getting all the ships prepped. It's actually kind of funny because they all their titles are like parts of a crew. They have the Admiral. So dumpster is now dropped. They actually gave me a good indicator for where to put the dumpster. I didn't even have to take my top off to get those beads. Let's check this thing out. The crew of the Santa Margarita. Man, I would love to just have this thing parked in my backyard. Nice little steps in the back. I wonder how many times Phyllis has tripped for that to be there. It's actually pretty nicely built too. Got the waves. Oh, is this the second Santa Margarita? How cool. But yeah, they said they're getting rid of some old wood. I believe it's actually in the shop, or in the shed right there. Let's see, is there a Phyllis sign on this one? No? Must be no Phyllis on this ship. I'm gonna tell them I'm taking payment as them showing up to my kid's birthday party. We are going to dump this load right now. Got 2 drop-offs to do real quick. Got the truck cleaned up over the weekend. Getting ready to get the truck cleaned up today. Gonna get her detailed. Let's unhook the hitch and get her emptied out. Got the wife's van emptied out. Got the truck emptied out. My buddy Joey's coming by. He's got a mobile detailing company. We're gonna get her cleaned up. I'm excited to get her back to looking pretty again and making her smell nice. Got her all cleaned up. Wheels are shining, nice and waxed. And cool little thing he did also. He left his card with a nice little rag so you can wipe stuff down. Just kind of a nice little touch from a business perspective. Both looking great. Don't really have much of my stuff back in here yet. I put a couple things in just to get through today's drops. Also, did a bunch of stuff with the website again. It is hilarious to me because I'm just smart enough to get myself in trouble. This morning, I changed my website from MAXCO Dumpster Rentals to MAXCODumpsters. Not a huge change. Figured I would just do a redirect, everything would be hunky-dory. Because I'm using Docket's premium web integration, there's a couple more steps. I activated that this morning, went to go to my website, and it was not pulling up. I had to contact Docket, who is on Mountain Time, so they're a little bit behind my schedule, and had to wait until they came into the office so I could actually get a hold of someone. Fantastic support. Waited until they opened, called, spoke to someone very briefly in like their immediate answering of the support phone number. Had to have someone else reach out to me because they weren't able to do essentially what I needed done. Very, very, very quickly, Tim, who's the director of their marketing, reached out to me, sent me an email to give me a brief description of what needed to be done, and then called me on the phone to walk me through the process. Very quickly, within 30 minutes to an hour, they had everything taken care of. I didn't have to stress anything anymore. It is now functioning. So it's the It's the double-edged sword that is doing everything yourself. I gain a vast amount of knowledge, and I'm learning, or have learned, how to do a lot of different things that a lot of guys haven't done, but I've also made a mess in the process. I'm bumping into little stuff. Got a fire truck coming up to me right now. Let's see where he needs to go. All right. Got out of his way, and we're back. So yeah, website, that was a little bit of a mess, but easy enough to deal with. Now, I am basically converting everything for my brand to just be MAXCO Dumpsters, not MAXCO Dumpster Rentals. I am going to go into the new year as a service-based business, not an equipment rental-based business. So I've got to make a few tweaks in a few different categories, rebranded all the stuff on the website. I got my dash cam finally installed. I have a treat for you today. We are going to be installing the Rove R2 4K dash cam. The first thing you're going to want to do is identify your interior fuse box. Not difficult, but a few complications that I had to sort my way through. Top and the bottom here, just pull gently. Oh, and there you have it. We're in our fuse box. All right, maybe you shouldn't follow me for your tutorial. I didn't know there was no fuse panel under, because this is a 2500, not a 1500. So there is no fuse panel underneath the steering wheel of this truck. So one of the interesting things that I learned, the Ram 2500 does not have an interior fuse box. Originally, thought my fuse box was here, but it's not. I assumed it. I watched a YouTube video for accessing the fuse box. Turns out that was for a 1500, not a 2500. So the fuse box on a 1500 is right here at my knees. On the 2500, it is only located in the engine bay. I did get my dash cam mounted. I ran my wire up here, put a clip there so I can let the cord dangle when I want to, and ran it up into my headliner. Ran it down my pillar, ran it down that way, and now it just simply runs through the door, into the quarter panel, and up into my engine bay. So thankfully, the wire necessary for installing the dash cam, they listed it as 4 meters. If it was 5 inches shorter than it is, I wouldn't have been able to run it the way that I ran it. Do need to install strobe lights now. I could do the install of them pretty easily, but the cutting into the wiring is a little more stressful for me. I'm gonna do the cutting into the wiring on the trailer, not on the truck, which is a lot less stressful, but wiring harnesses and rewiring things is not fun nor cheap. If you're gonna do dumpster rentals, just get familiar with this place. It's called a gas station. Well, this one's not over full, so that's nice. Pulling up at the beach, picking up dumpster number 3, dumpsters 1 and 2. We're a little bit full. 2 was fine, but 1 was definitely over full. We'll see, how is she? Not too bad at all, not too bad. Check your back doors. Don't want to be that guy. Every time I leave that place, it's a little sketchy because there's like a big retaining wall that it would be very easy to hit by trying to avoid hitting the other retaining wall with the trailer. So you have to basically hug the right as tight as possible just to barely slip by on the left with the gooseneck, because it'll take a path that you don't expect sometimes, and you better be on the ball or you're going to be in some trouble. Shout out Zach, J&Z Dumpster Solutions. I was going to give him a hard time, but that's actually his driver. I don't know his driver, so I won't pick on him. So I dumped that, and then at the very front right corner of the dumpster, from not this job, but a previous job that this dumpster was on. I don't know what the material was, but it was almost like paint / mortar. Thicker than paint, but less than something like a stucco. Kind of pancaked up in the corner, and they had cut a bunch of metal clippings, so little small triangles, you know, about as big as like maybe a baseball. I went to go push those toward the rear so I could dump again and not dump nails in the middle of the kind of driving area. And now my boots are all jacked. Yeah, that was a little bit tight. I did end up being fine. They told me to just leave it where it was, but I literally dropped it like it was a roof job. That's how tight up to the house it was. I don't ever like leaving them like that, but sometimes it just is what it is. And most people, like, depending on the project, obviously, a lot of people don't really need the doors. 15-yard, 4-foot tall, easy to side load. He's loading a bunch of termite damaged wood from the house, and then he also mentioned a couple like odds and ends. He's got a mattress and X, Y, and Z to get rid of. So